I'm John Hanna for CDTV.net in New York, and we have Whitney Keys joining us from Seattle, Washington. Good morning to you, Whitney. It's afternoon here in New York, so
Hi, John. How are you?
great. And yourself?
Doing well, thank you.
Now, you have two books already out about marketing, and you're working on your third book about marketing too, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, give us a little bit of background about yourself.
Sure. My background is I have kind of deep roots based in communications and marketing. I grew up in a family that was very entrepreneurial and grew up helping my parents sell their products and got my feet wet with early customer service and was just very passionate about it. So throughout school and early in my career have always looked for opportunities to promote other people's products and services. I spent some time in small business, government work, and then moved on to Microsoft, where I worked as a senior marketing manager and public relations officer for many years there.
Okay, so let's talk about let's talk about your one of your books, which is the media. What was the title of the
hmm
book again?
Yes, it's PR for small businesses, how to do media relations. I find that media relations, even though the media landscape is changing significantly with the closing of so many newspapers around the country, there still are media outlets that are functional and serving great purpose. And whenever I speak to businesses, even large corporations, they all still want to get their name in the news. Large corporations spend millions of dollars on media relations, still send press releases, still focus quite a bit on building relationships with reporters and journalists, and it's absolutely a key piece to any successful marketing campaign. And it's great because on some levels you could say that it's free. You just need to pick up the phone, send an email to a reporter, and have a really good story. You don't necessarily have to spend a lot of money on media relations.
Okay, let's talk about now. Since we wanted to give a background about the book, and so you mentioned as well. Let's go back to your Microsoft experience. Microsoft definitely is, is one of the biggest corporations out in the world, and whenever you send out a press release, all the media is going to be like looking at the press release and all that stuff. Now, what is the difference between you as a marketing person for Microsoft during your tenure there and marketing for small business?
Yeah, that is actually very interesting. What I try to do for smaller businesses is share with them the lessons that I learned at big corporations like Microsoft. And when it comes down to it, the fundamentals of media relations are the same. Microsoft, yes, has a lot of budget to spend on big PR firms that are global, that have sort of a global reach. I think one of the last years that I was working there, we sent out 1,500 press releases a year, which is a lot.
Wow.
And as you said, I mean, that Microsoft name brand, when I would pick up the phone and call a reporter, they would call back. Everybody wants to cover a story about Microsoft. But for small businesses, again, the fundamentals are really the same. If you have a really good news story and it's compelling and it's newsworthy, you don't need a big agency. You don't need to send out 1,500 press releases. You just really have to think through what your business goals are and then think about the media's goals and try to align those and pitch your story. And you have to be patient. It is not like advertising. There's still a lot of confusion out there that if you contact a reporter, they absolutely have to call you back, and they don't. It's not like paid advertising. You've got to pitch a story instead of a product or a service.
Um, the other question that I have for you would be, how would you consider about tying with a charity? I mean, especially nowadays, the market is down and all that stuff. Charity organizations who definitely are out there are actually doing a great service to whatever charity that they support or that they run. But then again, you see a lot of these companies tying with charities, and is it come to a point that people are kind of like saying, well, you know what? Enough of this company trying to promote themselves because they're tying with a charity. Do you see that?
I think that tying with a charity is a very good strategic move for businesses. There's actually, a new movement called social entrepreneurship that's all about tying philanthropic objectives with business objectives. And I think what makes it successful is when it's very authentic. You know, like you said, some business could just say, well, I think this is good and I'm just going to do something with the Humane Society to try to get some buzz. And that may or may not work, but if you truly are passionate about animals, if you have a business that's tied to animals, like you're a pet store, it may make great sense. There's actually a hair salon that I know in our Pacific Northwest region that is very focused on social entrepreneurship. The founder does a lot of work in the community, and one of her customers actually runs a pet rescue organization and happened upon a lot of animals, was really low on resources, and was having a hard time taking care of them. And so this salon decided, you know, after hours, why don't we open up our salon? We can bring in all these pets and carriers, and we'll sort of transform our hair salon into a temporary pet shelter, and we'll do a big fundraiser for this organization. And it was phenomenal. She got incredible press coverage, because how unique and bizarre is it that a hair salon would be allowing pets in there and do this type of promotion. And I think at the time she may have generated $10,000 in one afternoon, just in a few hours, just spreading the word with her customers. Again, she did some local media pitching, and so the media really helped drive people to attend this event. Word of mouth spread from all of her customers. And she's a pet owner, loves pets. She's passionate about that issue, and so it was very authentic. And her brand, her business's brand, lined up really well with this pet rescues brand. So I think those are kind of the fundamental keys of having a really successful charity event. And it can really pay off. It just, again, has to be done in a very authentic way, or people, customers and the media will be skeptical of it.
Okay. Now, tell us about your business, your consulting business.
Oh, yes, I'm happy to. I do strategic consulting, a lot of what we've been talking about today. I work with all different sizes of organizations, really helping them focus on more effective marketing and media relations campaigns. So I just sit down with them, or we talk over the phone. They will usually start out by telling me what their challenge is. Again, they don't have enough customers or not increasing their revenue quickly enough, whatever the case may be. And then we spend some time just talking through what their opportunities are. I'm all about things don't have to take 6 months or a year. What do you have right at your fingertips that's really quick and easy for you to do? And I think so often when we run our own businesses, we're so busy we don't see those opportunities. And that's where I come in with an outside perspective. I can usually identify a couple missed opportunities and then give some advice on how to get going on those very quickly so you can see results immediately.
Tell us your website and the contact information.
Oh, my website is my name, Whitney Keys, and it's spelled WHITNEYKEYES.com.
Great. Any last words about marketing, media marketing?
Well, I just think that marketing is such an incredible way to boost your business, and working with the media especially. There are so many opportunities, so many stories out there waiting to be told, and media outlets that would love to hear your stories. So I encourage everyone, if you're not doing a lot of marketing, to really increase that and hopefully boost your business in this next year.
That's Whitney Keys joining us from Seattle, Washington, and I'm John Hanna for CDTV.net in New York.